Hello, YouTube. Can you see my lips, my face? This is the best. But wait, lighting's getting better. This is Ryunmo, or MH5 once again, with my review of last night's new TDR episode, Dude Buggies. Dude Buggies. This was an interesting episode, to say the least. First of all, especially with the development in the Carrie and Devon relationship. But first of all, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't hares and rabbits two completely different species? Don? The image of a bird marrying a worm when describing very, very bad judgment, that was funny. But can we really say that this episode takes place in Las Vegas if they spend the whole time outside of it? As I've said before, people are starting to think that the ice dancers are the arch villains in this season, and we can believe it, but her thing about thinking the gods were vampires, that was really insensitive. We've all seen the South Park episode, people. What was it called again? The one where Butters thinks the vampires are real vampires. The Ungroundable! Look it up. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it, for sure. I'm glad to see that Devon's worked through his heartbreak. Now Carrie can actually do it. Do it! Though I wonder why we didn't actually see him go through the stages. Last we were at was something called rock bottom, which I'm not sure is one of the actual stages of breakup. Given the titles, it seemed like the surfer dudes might be the ones going home this episode. Their needless wasting of time when they could I'm on the dune buggy track when they could have been raced and they could have been moving forward in the race. That certainly lends credence to that theory. And will Ryan and Stephanie entrap each other in their continued bitter struggle during the Lion Challenge? As it turned out, they sorta did, but they also continued to show that they care about each other. They've been getting their fair share of screen time in this episode. Does that mean they could be the ones going home? Hopefully, because their hit on again, off again, up again, love, hate, love thing that's getting more annoying than Carrie's whole backstory, Carrie's whole story. Speaking of Carrie, if she realizes that, sorry, had a lot of salt and for lunch, so that was a hiccup. If Carrie realizes that Devon's a jerk and decides not to get with him after all, I will literally go crazy. A development like that would totally come out of left field. But, unfortunately for the fandom, she hasn't really spent enough time with any other boys to give herself any other options among the contestants. And if she does lose Devon, I just realized this on my second viewing. If she does lose Devon, then that means all her wimpiness for all an indecision for all the episodes that we've seen before, that would mean that was all for nothing. Nothing! And I don't know about you viewers, but I was kind of scared and horrified when I thought that Loki had actually been eaten by the lion. Another problem with this episode, since when can people switch their challenges? That could have been useful so many times in previous episodes. But Carrie in that short magician's dress. Yum. And while we're on the subject of the Carrie and Devon relationship, I did not see Devon suddenly realizing that he loves Carrie. Did anyone see that coming at all? And ironically, just as we'd expect from the total drama writers, it is at this exact moment that Carrie falls out of love with Devon, assuming they will spend an episode or two fighting with each other, or what have you, and then make up and live happily ever after. At least I pray that's not the case. They've been doing so relatively well at not playing along with stupid tropes this season, Loki the bunny notwithstanding. And if they dust off that old chestnut about how Carrie will be fine on her own and decides that she doesn't need a man in her life, I swear to God someone's getting punched in the face. Wait. This came to me on my second viewing also. Are we going to see their previous relationship entirely reversed by this? Seeing the helping Devin trying to go after an oblivious Carrie? Yee! And that means that this episode was another non-elimination. It had to be. Too many new story devices have just appeared and they need to be resolved. At least Noah's departure hasn't affected Emma too much. She isn't, contrary to the usual total drama formula, she isn't whining too much about missing him, nor is she particularly concerned with winning the game specifically for his sake. But she still misses him though, and that's what really counts. That maybe this could be one of the series' few healthy relationships. Well, that's about all I have for this episode. Hope everyone's been able to see me okay. Even with all the sunlight that's going on here, it's still pretty bad. Damn, no one could even see me licking my lips at the thought of Carrie in her magician's dress. Rest assured I was, in case you couldn't hear it. Anyways, that takes care of all I really have to say for the episode Dude Buggies, which just aired last night. So, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.